This is a quick tour of some of the trees I have growing. I've got 2 citrus trees here in 5-gallon buckets that I started from seed. So I'm not sure if they're grapefruit, that would be ruby red grapefruit, or they're lemon, one or the other. So it's kind of a grab bag surprise there. But they're growing quite nicely. I've got a tangerine tree over here, and that's just trying to get going. It's slow to really start getting going. This tangerine tree, I've got another tangerine tree, and it just takes a long time for them to establish themselves. And over here I have, it's hard to see, let me do this, is a apricot tree, and it's growing out of control. It's grown so much this year, it's been crazy. Plum tree next door, and it's put on a lot of growth this year as well, with a lot of rain. And then this tree over here next to that, to the plum, is a blood orange, and it's fruiting for the first time this year, so I'm excited about that. And next to the blood orange tree, I've got my pomegranate, and actually below that, it's not a tree, but I've got goji berries. And so I've got some pomegranates growing. They're extremely healthful, and they're a superfood. And behind my Jerusalem artichokes, which you plant once and you get them forever, is a Cara orange. Let's see if I can reach around and show that picture there. And those are really delicious oranges. They're pink on the inside. And I have here pink lemon. So it's the flesh is pink on the inside, and it's I've got to really prune back everything this year, but this tree needs some definite reshaping and pruning. We had a lot of rain, and so everything just took off and kind of out of control. Over here I've got a nectarine, and it produces well every year. And let's see if I can, if you see the fruit. It's hard to behind the leaves, but yeah, there's some fruit. And the biggest problem I have with the nectarine tree is not producing fruit. It's very tasty, but it's having damage by animals, so possums and rats, etc. So there's a lot of them that have little tastes in them to see if they're ready yet. And they're not. And next to that, down there's a comfrey plant, and over here, this is just, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. This is a mulberry, standard mulberry tree, and it grew crazy out of control this year and just fell over. So I'm going to try to probably prune it severely, take some cuttings, make more mulberry trees, and then tie it up. I did put 2 fence posts behind it. I'm going to try to ratchet that back up. But it's a beautiful tree when it's not falling over. But it grows really nicely. It's a very happy tree. And then next to that is just out of control a Pakistani mulberry, and that also grows super well from cuttings. So right now, it was at the fence line before the season started, and those branches above the fence line are easily 10 feet. So it's grown 10 feet in 1 year. So I'm gonna go back this way just because it's become a jungle back there. And I'll start from the other side there. I don't know if anyone's interested in these. These actually have psychoactive properties, apparently, if they're I don't know, put into tea or smoked or something. I don't know. I wouldn't. It's supposed to be quite severe. Okay, so then this is the other side of that Pakistani mulberry tree. And next to that I have a Santa Rosa plum, which is different than the other plum I showed you. And there that stands. I don't know if you can see it. There. Santa Rosa plum. It needs some work. I need to give it some fertilizer and some more attention. And then I've got some red vein sorrel down at the base of that one. And at the base of this out of control mulberry, Pakistani mulberry tree, we've got comfrey growing down there. And oh boy. Okay. And this is just a Cuban oregano growing in a 5-gallon bucket. Some angelica down there. Those obviously they're not trees, but I do have tree collards over there, and those aren't true trees. Here's just a backup of comfrey I've got in some buckets, and I have more than, as you can see, than I need right now. But it's wonderful stuff, and I'll probably be giving it away as gifts. Okay. Cherimoya right here I've got. It needs to be planted out, but it's in a 5-gallon bucket. And another, if you swing over this way, I've got, and these are beautiful flowers by the way, but this is another Cuban oregano. And check out these flowers. Absolutely beautiful. Like deep violet, purple. Look at that. And above, there's some more. And some aloe vera there. Here's Mexican oregano. And that just grows like a weed. I've got in a 5-gallon bucket, but I did put some around, and it roots very easily. I've got pomegranate start in this 5-gallon bucket here. Plus I've got other pomegranates growing through the weeds in this 5-gallon bucket that I started from cuttings. I just don't really have room to be growing more and more pomegranate. I've already got a bunch of pomegranates. They grow like weeds. Here's another cherimoya tree right here. And I've got a, what is this? These were this under here was gifted to me, so I've got this is a papaya right here. This is a papaya tree right here. And this was also gifted. It's sugar cane and lemongrass, which is doing super well. I've had that not do well before, but I'm just making sure I water it really well now. It likes to be watered regularly, and the sugar canes, it needs to be planted in the ground. It's in a small, what is that, a 1-gallon bucket or something. Giant Aaron procumbens right here, longevity spinach, a blueberry plant, a comfrey plant, a different kind of blueberry plant, and some of this was just a cutting from a Cuban oregano, and I just jammed it in the ground, and there it's taken off. Some more Cuban oregano down here, another aloe, a pomegranate tree here, and then another pomegranate tree here, and another pomegranate tree here. And here's that plant with the yellow flowers. I can't remember the name of it, Brumasia or something. I like yellow trumpet flowers. This is a turkey fig, brown turkey fig right here, and it's fruited, and it just needs to turn ripe. And I see what's going on over here. I just noticed I see some bugs here. What's going on, guys? I guess that's leaking some sugary juice and attracting some insects. I'm gonna have to look closer at that later and figure out what I'm gonna do. There's another fig, and there's my milkweed and other things. There's a chili in there. Moringa. I've got a dozen, at least, moringa plants in the property. And coming around over here, sunflowers, but obviously those are seasonal, but they're beautiful. And giant heads on that one. This is garnet, red garnet amaranth. That'll get really tall. Actually, it's already seeding already. It's not, I didn't even plant that, it just is a volunteer. Gala apple, Fuji apple over here. This is a Anna's apple over here that needs to get out of its container. It really needs to get out or it's not going to make it. Pineapple guava. This is a Mexican guava. Cherimoya. Another cherimoya. This is a standard fig, as you see in the fig Newtons, and it's just got tons of fruit on it. They're just all over the place. You can just, everywhere you look, there's fruit all over this tree. And Black Mission fig that was gifted to me. Ruby red grapefruit. Pomegranate, tangerine. Moringa. So, I think if you're going to learn anything from this video, it's that even if you live in a small space, you can jam pack it with trees. And I have a few more I'm planning to plant in, but you can surely, in a small residential space, you can put in, 25 fruit trees. It's not a problem. Just they can be closer together. They don't have to sprawl out. I didn't expect that we were going to have the amount of moisture we had this year, and these trees over here they grew like just crazy. So I'm going to prune them back to maybe 8 feet tall or something if I can. And so just plant as many trees as you can, and even if they're not fruit trees, they're carbon sinks. If you live in a warm environment like the southeastern or even the southeastern states, moringa is a great carbon source. It grows so fast, and you're going to be, besides having something edible, you'll be sinking carbon. So we all need to be planting more trees if we want to capture some of this carbon and re-green America. All right, that's it. Over and out.